This crypt right in front of you is one of the most terrifyingly haunted spots in the entire Arab world. People are genuinely afraid to even walk past it. Let me tell you where it is and what terrifying events actually happened inside. Seriously spooky stuff went down here. Give me a like to show your support, and let's get into it. Sardab Al-Noor, the crypt of the Mother of Light, is a place that sends chills down the spine of anyone who hears its name. A horrifying-looking woman's ghost reportedly appears there. You can hear strange sounds, whispers, and see lights turn on with no human explanation. People have also vanished inside, leaving absolutely no trace. This crypt is located in Iraq, specifically in the city of Al-Hillah in the Babil Governorate. Its history stretches back over 200 years to the Abbasid era. Inside, there are tons of underground tunnels and rooms whose endings are still unknown. Throughout history, countless scary tales have been told, but the most credible one occurred in 2001. Now, let me tell you what unfolded. It was around 2001. 4 young guys, all good friends, were hanging out at a cafe. One of them suddenly asked, "Hey, have you guys ever heard about the Sardab Al-Noor?" Another replied, "Yeah, I heard it's totally infested with jinn." A third friend named Salem cut in saying, "I don't buy any of that ghost stuff." The fourth friend suggested, "How about we grab our flashlights and go check it out right now? We love an adventure." After a long discussion, they got their flashlights, hopped in the car, and headed to the crypt. They arrived around midnight, and the place was dead silent. They stood in front of the small iron entrance door, which was heavily rusted. The wind was howling fiercely, almost like it was screaming at them to leave. The friends entered one by one through the narrow opening. They went deep inside, maybe 500 or 600 meters underground. They kept walking through various side corridors.
They walked silently until they suddenly felt something weird. The sound of their own footsteps became super distinct, as if many people were walking with them. One guy whispered, "Stop, everyone hold still. I don't think that's just the sound of our feet."
Terror gripped them immediately. They started flashing their lights everywhere, thinking maybe it was another group of curious adventurers. But strangely, they saw no one, yet the footsteps continued, as if the thing coming towards them was invisible or not human. A few seconds later, they heard whispers and a violent wind, as if they were standing in a desert, not an enclosed space. Then came an intense, sudden heat, like being near a furnace, which instantly switched to freezing cold. At this point, they confirmed that something unnatural was going on. They stared at each other, terrified and mute.
"We have to get out of this cursed place quietly, step by step." They immediately started heading back with Salem at the end of the line. Then Salem screamed, "I feel like someone is right behind me!" The guys spun around in a panic, shining their lights on him. They cried, "There's nobody there!"
They resumed their journey in silence, but then they heard Salem's blood-curdling scream. They looked back in that instant. Salem was gone, completely vanished, without a trace.
They shouted his name, terrified, their voices barely working. "Salem! Salem!" No reply. One of them took off running. The other 2 followed as fast as they could toward the exit.
The 3 survivors reached the exit and stumbled out, gasping for air, their eyes wide with terror and their breath ragged from fear. They got into their car and sped away from that cursed spot. They told Salem's family everything. Many people gathered, and the police were called. Search parties went into the crypt repeatedly, but no sign of Salem was ever found. The police interrogated his friends harshly, initially believing they had harmed him, but eventually confirmed they were telling the truth.
An Iraqi sorcerer claimed that Salem is still alive and that the jinn took him to their own realm. Is that even possible? Tell me what you think.
In 2008, a 25-year-old from Baghdad named Mahmoud loved thrills. He'd heard the stories but insisted, "It's just myths." His curiosity got the better of him. One day he drove to Babil, reached the crypt during the daytime, and stepped inside. Suddenly the air turned icy cold, like a freezer. He felt the hair on his arms rise and sensed someone behind him.
After minutes, he began hearing strange footsteps behind him. "Mahmoud, it's only an echo."
A few seconds later, an all-black cat appeared from the dark, staring at him with unblinking eyes before slipping away. At that moment, he began to hear whispers, unintelligible murmurs. Panic rose, but he forced himself to keep going. He found a small side room. Inside stood a low stone table covered in dust and strange carvings. He wiped the dust away to read the sigils. The moment his hand touched the stone, he was struck hard and fell unconscious. When he came to, he saw a horrifying woman in the corner. Long, matted hair, pitch black eyes. His heart pounded. He ran toward the exit as if an invisible force tried to drag him back. Then a single terrifying woman's laugh echoed. He finally escaped and staggered to his car. The dashboard clock read 10 p.m. He'd been out for hours. He sped away as fast as he could, told his story, and soon the tale spread across much of Iraq. Locals say whoever leaves the crypt must leave something behind, perhaps their mind, their health, and often they never return. These two stories, dear friends, are among the most widespread in Iraq. Do you believe Salem is actually alive today in some other world beneath the ground, or was the sorcerer merely speaking falsely? If you enjoyed even a moment of this story, please support me with a like and share, and help me reach a wider audience. Thank you.